Now, at some point in your data management process, you may need to merge several files together. This would be, so what we're going to be doing is I will show you how to take a couple Excel files and using Access 2007, we will merge them together. So the overview here is preparing the Excel files, importing Excel files into Access database, then we create relationships between the tables, then we create a query from the tables, we then export the query to Excel, and then we review potential issues and then discuss what the next steps would be. Now the goal here in preparing the Excel files is to reduce errors and complications. So we're listing the mandatory tasks, which would be that all files have a unique identifier for each employee. So this is either their EID or this is their social security number or some other kind of ID, but it has to be unique and it has to be on every single file. The other thing is the unique identifier has to be formatted as a number. So in the terms of a social security number, it wouldn't have the dashes in it and it would be just formatted as a number. In the case of EIDs, sometimes when the data is exported out of your payroll or HR systems, it will be exported as a text field, but you're going to want to change that so that it's formatted as a number. This is very important. If you have one file with the EID as a text field and then another file with numbers, Access won't be able to merge them. Now here are some optional tips. One would be to remove any extra or unnecessary data, because oftentimes when payroll or the HR system that you're pulling your data from might have extra things that you really don't need. So to kind of keep the file as small as possible, it's a good idea just to delete some things. So you may need date of birth to run calculations, so you might want to keep that. Now in our system, we don't display the title or department, so we don't need it. You may not need it either. You may want to keep department just for sorting purposes. The other thing to do is to rename your files in a descriptive manner and numerical order. So to import the Excel files, we'll open up Access. Then we can click External Data from the menu bar. You'll click the Excel icon in the import box. A new window will open titled Get External Data Excel Spreadsheet, and then you'll click Browse to find your specific files. You'll want to choose which sheet to import if you have multiple sheets on the file. You'll want to make sure that it knows that the first row contains column headings. After you click Next, the next window, you won't need to do anything. When you get to the next window, you'll want to make sure that Access adds its own primary key. This isn't mandatory, but it's suggested. And then at the very end, this is the time where you can rename your files, or it's going to default to the name that you already renamed it, what the sheet is called. So in this case, it is 1 main. You'll just repeat the process until all Excel data files have been imported. So at this point, this is where we create relationships. This just means that we will be connecting the data files together using that EID or unique identifier. So to do this, we'll want to click Database Tools from the menu bar and then click Relationships. A new window will open, select all the tables, click Add, and then click Close. Now all the tables will appear. In our case, we have 11 or 12 that we're merging. You may only have 3, but the process is still the same. You'll want to click and hold the EID from your main file and drag your mouse to the EID in another table. Now, why it says EID is because the column heading in the Excel file was named EID. So you might actually have SSN for Social Security number. Now, what I mean by the main file is it's the file that includes all of your employees. This could be your address file, or this could be a salary file, or this could be a benefits file. The main point is it includes all the employees that you want to have a statement for. The way Access works is that you have to have one central primary file. Everything else is secondary. After you click the EID from the primary file and drag it to the secondary file, a new window will open titled Edit Relationships. Click Join Type. A window will open titled Join Properties. You will want to select option 2. If you read option 2, it's basically saying include all records from the primary file and only those records from the secondary file where the joined fields, in this case the EID, are equal. Go ahead and click OK. Then click Create on the Edit Relations window. When finished, your table should look similar to this. It'll look like a web, and basically the primary file is connected to all of the secondary files using the EID as the joiner. Now that the files are joined, we can create a query. To do this, click Create from the menu bar. Click Query Wizard. Select Simple Query Wizard, click OK. A new window will open titled Simple Query Wizard. Your tables will be listed in the drop-down menu. Click the double arrow to select all the fields from the selected table. Repeat this until all the fields from all tables have been selected. When finished selecting fields, click Next. No action is required on this screen, so click Next. Rename the query if you'd like, and then click Finish. Now, if everything went well, your screen should look like this. At this point, you'll want to go ahead and export the Excel data, and to do this, you'll click the external data from the menu bar and then click the Excel icon. And then a new window will appear asking where you would like the file to be sent to. Choose the name of the file and its location. Now you're finished with Access, of course. Now you may have had some issues. One being if the EID is a number in some columns and text in others, Access cannot match the numbers with text. Your Excel files might contain duplicates. You'll know this if you were expecting to have, let's say, 200 records and you suddenly have 210 records. So you can run a query to find where those duplicates are. Most cases, it's because employees have switched from one department to another or moved locations, so now they have multiple state unemployment insurance amounts. That's usually the most common reason. You may have created incorrect joins during part 2. This will cause some of the records to not be included in your main query. So if you're expecting 200 records and you only have 50, it's probably because you made an error when you were joining the tables. Another issue that is very hard to find is when two employees have the same EID. The next steps would be to open the Excel file, spot check the data, delete any extra unnecessary columns, which would be the ID column that Access added to all your files, and it might be like some name columns. You may need to reorder the data, and then you can copy and paste the data into the Excel data template. And we'll show you how to do that on the next video.